Pro Shifter. Final of the SuperNats 28 is green, green, green.
Gustafsson wide, Longy wide, a number of them into the water. Billy Musgrave getting away with a decent start, and look at the jump for Kayak.
Oh, Kayak coming from the outside. Oh, there's big contact drilled to the back. That is Morgado. Morgado is out. Spiritual got in the back of him, drilled him into turn number 4.
Didn't have a chance. Mateus Morgado on the number 5 will not get a second try to go at a Pro Shifter win tonight.
And I'm sure the boys are already looking for the replay because I'm pretty sure that happened from even further back, maybe 3, 4, 5 carts even further.
Big launch though from Kayak. He goes out to the massive lead. And again, Gustafsson got in there, Xander, had to really pedal it, and then right over top of the water, trying to go back onto power.
Look to the cart in front of him. It's the 99, the former SuperNats winner, trying to say to work together. Into the pit lane already for the 75. That's Sam Dicker, I believe, going into the scale lines. He's done. Morgado in the wall, Spurgill in the wall. Look at the start for Senna. 16th to 9th.
What did we say? Guys making big moves like that. AJ Myers up 10 as well. Ninth spot for Senna Van Walstijn. You can go from there. Only the second lap coming in the books here. It is Kayak up front.
We already talked about Spurgill, Morgado, add Longy into that group. Eli Fox down 9. Billy Musgrave down several. 13, or Dicker down 13.
Have a look at this. We're going to see the start, guys. First and foremost, a great start for Kayak, but look at issue with Gustafsson. Xander totally missed it, Mike, into turn 1.
That's exactly the same thing we saw from Spurgill in the heat race earlier today, right? The thing just doesn't stop, doesn't start, or tart.
Let's see if we see it here. Here's the contact coming into the corner.
Oh,
yeah. Cart further back, I think. No,
the Talcart. Yeah, the Talcart right behind Senna Van Walstijn going into 4. Sends Senna into his 2 teammates. Nothing he could do. And when we go back up front, Irwin and Hiltbrand have traded that 3rd spot a couple times. Van Walstein's now gotten by the pole sitter, Gustafsson. And Billy Musgrave, he got trapped on the wayside. He went way down the leaderboard, down to 16th currently.
This could be the year where he comes away with the win.
Pass for second. Pedro Hiltbrand to the inside of Giuseppe Palumba. A couple of world champs duking it out. And a 16-year-old hotshot who nearly walked out with the Pro Tour title at Newcastle this year, digging in as well from New Zealand, and Jay Irwin in the 6 car.
Well, one thing about Kayak, if he looks back and sees the red and white Imperial art, is he going to start thinking about 2024, right?
I mean, think about it. Pedro Hiltbrand last year, if he pays a little better attention to the big screen, he'd realize he was racing for the win with Vasile, and they make the move. Here's Irwin to the inside of Palumba. Jay Irwin, this is a career spotlight moment. Here he goes. He's working Kyle Wick right now. Turn 4, looking. This will be easy. Wick's going to let him have it. 5th place from 16th on the grid. Senna Van Walstijn not going to give up here. He's lost, unfortunately, his 2 teammates. Wasn't his own doing.
They'll put lap 7 in the books, a 44.787 for Kayak. What do we get out of Van Walstijn? Coming across the line, 44.3. Guys, he's knocking 0.4 of a second a lap. And there's a big move to the inside there as well. Big move to the lead as there comes Pedro Hiltbrand. Hiltbrand moving the forward.
Jay Irwin has been following his mentor, I'm sure, this weekend under PSL karting, and Pedro Hiltbrand probably grew up watching Pedro win that world championship. Now looking for second on Kayak. Does he have enough confidence? Not into 1. Turn 4, quite a bit easier to make it through the corner, a little bit harder to stick it.
Yeah, that move to the inside of 1 is harder to make. Here he comes to the bottom, very aggressive down there, grabbing gears and trying to come out of the corner, side by side. Kayak doesn't want to give it up, tucks back in. There comes Palumba once again. Mike, good stuff here. The inside move into 1 is going to send you with an early apex into the water. You've got to be really clean when you come through on the inside.
We're going to see lap 10, and guess who's on the scene, boys?
Oh,
Van Walstijn. Here we go.
Yeah, right now you'd think, okay, Marcus Kayak's making that Formula K machine nice and wide. Senna's going to get trapped here. He's not going to get to Hiltbrand. Van Walstijn was still 0.2 better. Irwin's going to send this one deeper. At some point, he's got to get the elbows out. He's letting Kayak continue to close the door. Here comes Palumba looking on as well, and look at Senna. Can he get the over-under and the drive off? Not quite out of turn number 7.
Xander, I think you nailed it right there. Right now, we need to see Jay Irwin make that big move. He's got to send it deep. He can't just wait for it now. He's got to make that move to get by because Hiltbrand is starting to pull away. Here comes Senna. He'll make the move to the inside down in turn number 1. book it. He is through. Van Walstijn to P4.
And Kyle Wick, albeit maybe not as strong as Senna Van Walstijn, is still digging. Irwin now to the high side. Kayak's going to throw it over the curb. Van Walstijn says, thank you very much. I'll take P3. Here we go into 7 again.
It's a lot easier to pass when they give it to you like that. We just got to pick up the pieces. But, hey, I'll tell you right now, you guys, oh, big move right there.
Oh, my goodness. He tried to look to the inside coming into turn number 8. We've seen passes on the outside. And look at this. Irwin giving it back to him. Jay Irwin's right there. Palumbo. They are beating and bagging. Oh, into the wall. That's Irwin. Irwin into the wall out of turn number 12.
Giuseppe Palumbo, that looked vicious into the right-hand side of Jay Irwin. Just sent him into the barriers. And Kyle Wick watching on. Wow. I'd love another look at that one because from the angle that we had, that looked rough, boys. But Senna Van Walstijn now has a little gap from Palumbo as he goes to the inside and sends it on Kayak. Here's a look. Palumbo up and onto the curb, and oh, dude.
Oh, that's 100% deliberate. Just drove him into the wall. He was up on the inside of the curbing. Mike, you can unpack this as well. He literally, watch this come out of the corner, and he is going to be right there, and he just drives him over into the barriers.
That is ridiculous. If there's ever been a worthy black flaggable moment mid-session, that right there probably is one. Here he is sending it on Kayak. Van Walstein's going to get away. We'll see if Senna can continue to make some hay. And Kyle Wick now goes to work on Marcus.
Listen.
Inside.
Oh,
barely a car width, and Wick makes it through.
What do we got going
by the
on?
way.
That was nice. Nice move to the inside. Hey,
we're getting word. Black flag coming out. Giuseppe Palumbo has been disqualified. He's gone. That'll give Kyle Wick 3rd place.
Yeah, that was, again, like I said, egregious. Absolutely flagrant foul.
Switching back to the race at the front, how about this, you guys? 1.6 seconds. Hiltbrand to Van Walstijn, advantage 0.3 of a second and 1 lap for Senna.
And a new man in 3rd.
Yeah, Wick actually made the move there, getting by. The problem right now is the way we've seen Palumbo racing. Is he going to get back into the Wick here?
Senna Van Walstijn, albeit this time it's a Sodi hunting down a Birolard, changing the script from last year. We do have our man in 2nd, the fastest kart this weekend, making inroads with still a lot of laps left.
Oh, there it is, you guys.
Black flag took a moment to probably confirm the footage. Giuseppe Palumbo now has been flagged to go to the pit lane. He's going to stay out 1 more lap, and if he stays out too much longer, he might not get a trip back. Last year, he had to fight, couldn't get it here through the country's customs. I don't know if he's going to be allowed in the gates of the event if he does make it back in 26.
Entry will be refused 100%.
Turn 10, here it is. They're going to go into 8, 9. This is going to be the first opportunity. Normal line for Senna. Let's see if he makes it.
Down to the inside of the racetrack. Not enough. Across the bow comes Hiltbrand from right to left. He'll hold him off. Released another corner. He is right with them. They'll work their way again out of turn number 13, lap 19 in the books. 6 laps remaining. Here comes that penalty flag once again for Palumbo. Down into the corner. Not quite enough. Here's a move to the inside on the exit. Book it. New leader, Van Walstijn to P1.
Pedro Hiltbrand made the mistake. He got loose under braking. Now Van Walstijn covers. Can Senna race it off into the distance? Or does Pedro have anything left as they go to turn 7? A huge roar from the crowd. 16th to the lead for Senna Van Walstijn.
You see the hand in the air right there from Pedro. He can't believe it.
I was just going to say, unbelievable, plus 16. And here comes a driver in hot into the scales, Palumbo, after that egregious wreck on Jay Irwin off the racetrack into the scales. Massimo Valiente, I remember seeing him when he first got here. He was absolutely blown away. This is the battle we're watching on the racetrack right now.
There he goes, Massimo and Ramo digging at Marcus Kayak. AJ Myers, the magic man, in the number 2 plate, trying to get onto the podium once again.
Let me talk about Massimo Valiente a second. He was wide-eyed his first time here to run Pro Shifter, but look what he has done right now. Battling right now with one of the best we've had in the U.S. over the last decade, AJ Myers.
I wonder what happened with Palumbo's, if he had a factor of this group backing up. Look at Bertuca now to the inside of Valiente. The fight is on. That is going to be another one of the Intel cards. Quarantine Russo, Justin White in the mix. All the while, Pedro Hiltbrand trying to answer the call. There's the 18 of Reneden making a move. Pedro Hiltbrand is going to be reliving that turn 1 bobble for a long time. 2nd for the 2nd consecutive year if Van Walstijn can just make 3 more corners, overcoming a 50th place result of the opening heat. 2 turns, 1 turn to go.
What a story it is, folks. The winner in Pro Shifter SuperNats 28 is Senna Van Walstijn, Pedro Hiltbrand, right there. Kyle Wick, a masterful drive for Wick, up 8 spots to go P3. Kajak in 4th, and A.J. Myers slips past Massimo Valiente on the final circuit. It is time for Santa Van Walstijn to sign his name to the parking lot at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
He had a smile on his face and a beer in hand Thursday night. How happy do you think this guy's going to be with this kind of result after the way the week went? The roller coaster of emotions for Senna Van Walstijn